A ball and 2 strikes, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the first, scoreless ball game. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. To Ben Higdon, the DH. The 1-2 is tapped foul off the shins of Ryder Helfrich behind the plate. Will do 1 ball and 2 strikes again. Zach Chamizo got on second after a fielder's choice and then moved to second on a wild pitch. Luke Auden led off the inning with a single, of course, was thrown out at second base on the fielder's choice. Here it's 1-2 to Higdon. Berggren looks to second, and the 1-2 is tapped to the first baseman, Joey Donnelly, on 2 big hops. He makes the play, but it's in foul territory. We'll do 1 ball and 2 strikes again. So a battle between Berggren and Higdon here. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, scoreless here in the bottom half of the first. Pat Herrera waits on deck for the Potters. Crawdads control their destiny at this point. You win out, you host. Of course, easier said than done with games against the 2 top teams outside of Walnut Creek. The 1-2 is hit to right field. Tyson Pointer coming in. He's going to make the catch chest high and hold Chamizo at second as he thought the ball was going to drop. So he was relatively far off second and had to retreat. So an F9. Berggren wins the battle for the first time today. There's 2 outs here in the first. It'll bring up Patrick Herrera. Herrera, the second baseman, .294 average, 4 home runs, 11 runs batted in. But if you remember back to just about a week ago when these 2 teams played last, Herrera was hitting in the 9th spot. But he has been on fire recently. He had 3 home runs in the last week or so. Runner on second, 2 outs. Berggren in his first inning of work. He'll look to Chamizo at second. Now the first pitch is line straight back. Solid fastball, but it was right over the middle of the plate on the outside, and Pat Herrera was all over it. No balls, 1 strike. Berggren and Herrera. The 0-1. Slider called a strike on the outside. Might have been a little far off the plate, and Helfrich didn't give Berggren any help by dropping the ball, but they'll take a strike either way. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the first. Berggren looks to third, now back to second. Now to the plate and back to second, and the 0-2 is smashed to the right side, but that'll get foul. Pretty easily foul. We'll do no balls, 2 strikes again. So Berggren's done a good job this inning in getting ahead of the count. He fell behind 3-1 to the first batter he faced, but outside of that has just thrown 1 ball. First pitch ground out by Chamizo. 1-2 fly out with a couple foul balls mixed in there by Higdon, and now he's ahead in the count 0-2 to Herrera, who stands pretty straight up. Very relaxed batting stance. The 0-2. Slider down low, kicks past Ryder Helfrich over to his right. He can't find it, so Chamizo will move to third easily, and it's a 1-2 count. Really tough play for Helfrich, but one that he thinks he should have made. It was a solid slider from Berggren. He'll grab the rosin, toss it around a little bit. Still ahead in the count 1-2, so if he gets this out here, that runner at third really doesn't mean anything. But now scores on an infield hit, a wild pitch, a pass ball. The 1-2. Slider grounded to third. Max Farfan scoops it up on the carpet and will throw the long way over to first and retire the side. So a leadoff single, but after Chamizo reaches on a fielder's choice, Austin Berggren's able to strand him on third. We'll head to the top half of the second, still scoreless from McBean. Torin O'Haron back out to the bump for his second inning of work after he held the Crawdads scoreless in the first inning. He'll be facing Joey Donnelly, Max Farfan, and Cole Fellows. Donnelly, left-handed hitting first baseman, has been just elite with the bat this summer. 350 average, a trio of home runs, 24 batted in. He's been good against the Potters, where he's gone 7 of 22 with a double and a homer. Hit one of the farthest balls I've seen here last summer. Just a moonshot to right field. Bats here to lead off the second inning. Try to give the Crawdads the lead. It'll be Donnelly, Farfan, Fellows. 5, 6, 7 for Walnut Creek. The first pitch from O'Haron to Donnelly is a good changeup, swung on and missed as it falls off the outside edge of the strike zone, 0-1. O'Haron likes to work quick. He's a fastball, changeup, curveball guy. Changeup definitely his best out pitch, the 0-1. Donnelly takes a changeup on the outside, right on cue, 0-2. Scoreless first halves for both teams. Both teams stranded a runner. Crawdads were unable to get a hit, just a walk. The 0-2. Donnelly strikes out swinging, fastball above the strike zone. It's the second strikeout for Torin O'Haron. It's the first out of the second inning. Talk about pitching backwards. That's pretty much it right there. He started with 2 changeups, both in the same spot on the outside, then went a little further off the outside, but then blasted the fastball in above the hands. Just good pitching. Here's Max Farfan, 256 hitter, 9 home runs, 31 runs batted in. First pitch, fastball just a little high, 1-0. Lot of power from Farfan from the right side, the 1-0. On the outside edge with a fastball, 1-1. Think about it, he's hit all of his home runs since June 21st. It's about a month, 9 home runs. Not even playing every day either. The 1-1. Slider up and away, 2-1. Max Farfan started the season 2 for 25. Has been one of the hottest hitters on the planet since then. 2-1. Farfan lines it straight back. Said he made an adjustment during the Crab series. Started 2 for 25. Both of his hits were doubles, but still, of course, not where you want to be. Made those adjustments, and I mean, he's reaped the benefits. The 2-2. Farfan takes just a little inside. Looked like the changeup from O'Haron, 3-2. Got to give a shout out. Former Crawdad Devin Susky in the building tonight. Occidental College legend. 3-2 to Farfan. Up high, ball 4. Good at bat from Farf. Crawdads need base runners no matter how they can get them. O'Haron came into the day with just 2 walks in his 5 innings in the summer, and he's already matched that total here. That'll bring up Cole Fellows, who's cooled down a little bit. 294 is average now, a pair of home runs, 27 batted in. Struggles against these Potters with just a 4 for 17 summer, a 235 average. First pitch to him here is a changeup down low, blocked by Lavin, a ball and no strikes. Did hit a pretty big double here in the one-off midweek series that these two teams played. The 1-0. Fellows smashes it to third under the glove of J.J. Medicini into left field. That's going to be a base hit for Fellows. Farfan took a big leading loop around around second, but he'll stay there. So Fellows hits it hard to base knock. 2 on with just 1 out for Ryder Helfrich. No Carson Mercier on the broadcast today, but still do my pick the stick. Ryder Helfrich, who is down to 261, but 6 runs batted in, 2 for 9 against these Potters. And Carson and I talk about this all the time. We want to see him play against these top teams, against the Lincolns, against the Healdsburgs, going to Arkansas, the number 3 catcher in the nation for the class of 2023. First pitch to him is a fastball on the outside corner at the knees, 0-1. And when you have that report, it comes with high standards. And I think behind the plate, Helfrich's met them. With his base running, Helfrich's met them. Still looking to get going with the bat. O'Haron steps off the mound. Farfan's on second. Fellows is on first. with 1 out after Joey Donnelly led the inning off with the strikeout. The 0-1. Helfrich hits a high chopper back to third. O'Haron is off the mound to get it. He's going to plant the right foot, throw to first in time as the ball comes out of Shimizu's hand on the transfer. So a really nice play by Torin O'Haron. Moves the runners to second and third. Acts as a sac bunt, but not the result Helfrich wanted. And it'll bring up Charlie Welch. 1-3 goes the put out for those of you scoring at home. It'll bring up Charlie Welch, the shortstop today, who's made a very good first impression for these Crawdads. A .364 average through his first week or so. No home runs, but 3 runs batted in. There was a time where he was 3 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Hits here with a pair of them, 2 outs. First pitch to him is chopped slowly to third on 2 hops. The third baseman, Menacini, will make the play, throw it on to first, and retire the side. Welch goes down on 1 pitch. Crawdads get a hit and a walk, but strand a pair. Will head to the bottom half of the second inning, still scoreless. Still scoreless from McBean as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. Austin Berggren worked a 1-2-3 plus first inning, and he'll face Luke Lavin, Alex Johnson, Tyler Garrity here in the second. Luke Lavin, the catcher from Stanford, bats first. He's a .266 hitter, a pair of home runs, 15 RBI, but hitting nearly 300 in league play, and he's really been very solid of late. 5 for 18 with a double this year against Crawdads pitching. Bats here in a scoreless game. The Shadows now just about all the way over Austin Berggren. First pitch to Lavin is down low with a fastball, 1-0. I think this is the part of the game where both Berggren and O'Haron will start using the Shadows to their advantages. As soon as they release the ball, it goes from sun to shadow, and then right as it gets to the plate, back into the sun. The 1-0. Smash to second base. Ryan Ellis goes to a knee to get it on a hop. Gets up, throws to first. It's in time. A nice play by the little second baseman for the first out here in the second. Ryan Ellis has been just fantastic defensively in his 2 seasons for the Crawdads. Last year he moved all around the infield. Second, short, third. Played a little right, plays a little center this year. Caught a little bit, but second base definitely is home at this point, and he has been terrific there. Here's Alex Johnson, who is 2 for 7 this year, 0 for 3 against the Crawdads. Watches the first pitch up and in with the fastball, 1-0. Just the second time we're seeing Johnson. The 1-0. Slider wraps its way onto the outside edge. 1-1. I think when Berggren's best, like I said in the first inning, it's when he's getting that slider in for a strike, both to lefties and righties. The 1-1. Fastball high, chopper to short. Welch will charge. He's going to get the short hop, and it kicks off the heel of his glove. It should be called a base hit for Alex Johnson. It's the second hit of the day for the Potters. Runner on first. That'll bring up Tyler Garrity, the center fielder. 267 is average, but 2 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Berggren works from the stretch. First pitch to Garrity. Fastball, swing and a miss at the top of the strike zone on the inside, 0-1. Garrity's going to drop the bat, get some spit on the batting gloves, wipe him off. Not happy with that first swing. Garrity has struggled against Crawdad pitching this summer. 2 for 12, does have a double, but overall has been very good. The 0-1. Slider at the knees. 0-2. For Berggren, the whole name of the game is get ahead, stay ahead, no walks. Again, coming into the game, 15 of them in just 22 innings pitched. He nods, kicks with the 0-2. It's just a little outside, maybe a little low. 1-2. Fastball tried to freeze him on the outside, but just a little outside. I think either way, a great setup pitch. A pitch that yesterday probably could have been called a strike. The 1-2. Way outside with the slider, 2-2. So he did try to set up that slider with the fastball on 0-2, but the slider just not great break. It was early break, pretty easy to read for Garrity. The 2-2. Chopper, but it's off the leg of Garrity. Well, he's in the batter's box. We'll do 2-2 again. Again, with Berggren, it's all about being a strike thrower. When he's in the zone, he is pretty deadly. Today, with a little bit of heat, probably get the limbs a little looser. Maybe he can start throwing a little harder as well. Berggren kicks with the 2-2. Slider just staying alive as Garrity as he flips it off to the right. With the big number being the walks, today he has been very good with the strike-to-ball ratio. 22 strikes to just 9 balls, which is pretty perfect for Berggren. Crawdads also have E.J. McGrew loose in the bullpen today with Joey Camerata, Kate Cushing behind him. The 2-2. Slider got him swinging. Frisbee to the inside corner. It's the first strikeout for Austin Berggren. Comes as the second out here in the second. That'll bring up Ben Romano. Romano, the left fielder, who has struggled this year out of Tulane. A .225 hitter, a home run, 16 batted in. Exact same numbers as Tyler Garrity against the Crawdads. 2 for 12 with a double. Berggren has a runner on first and 2 down. First pitch. Hit high, pretty deep left field. The left fielder, Brian Duroff, shading his eyes from the sun, now comes in a bit and makes the catch for the final out. It's a 1-out single for Alex Johnson, but the Crawdads will strand him there. Led to the top of the third, still scoreless from McBean. Still scoreless in the top half of the third inning. The Crawdads will send the top of their lineup up to face Torrin O'Haron. The second time O'Haron's faced this part of the lineup, it's Ryan Ellis, Brian Duroff, and Ryan Brome. You know, you get to the point as a broadcaster where you kind of understand when to use the bathroom. Usually it's in about the 20 minutes before the game. I just, you know, very, very sprint all the way down, out. Little, not like fully out of breath, but enough. Ryan Ellis, Brian Duroff, and Ryan Brome to face O'Haron. First pitch to Ellis is a curveball down below the knees. 1-0. Ellis chopped out to second base in his first at bat. The 1-0. Called on the outside corner for a strike, a ball and a strike. Crawdads just a trio of base runners through 2 innings. This is a Crawdads team that's done really well against Lincoln Potter's pitching, hitting .294 in their 6 games played. The 1-1. Ellis watches just off the inside, a fastball, 2-1. Crawdads have also hit to an 8.18 ERA for Lincoln Potter pitching in their 6 games. Have just struck out 45 times compared to 35 walks. Have 67 hits. 2-1. Ellis flies it over third. The third baseman, J.J. Menacini, in foul territory towards the Crawdads bullpen. He will make the catch in foul territory, reaching up against the sideline for the first out. A really, really nice play. That'll bring up Brian Duroff. Talk about the Crawdads' offensive prowess against these Potters. They have an 882 OPS this summer against Potter pitching. They've also stolen 25 bases. Here's Brian Duroff, 0 for 1 today. First pitch, Duroff takes at the knees. Looked like the changeup, 0-1. Duroff grounded out to third his first time up. J.J. Menacini has played a pretty solid third base today. Just his first appearance. 0-1. Duroff skies it on the infield. Looks like the shortstop Luke Auden will have the play. It's pretty much right to him. He does a little shuffling, but makes the catch for out number 2. That'll bring up Ryan Brome. Brome again. And we'll say this every time he comes up to the plate. In his last game as a Crawdad, 2 pretty phenomenal years. I might cry. Cried a little bit during my pregame interview with him. First pitch to Brome is popped foul. Going to try to get it is O'Haron, but it's going to drop on the netting, 0-1. I really don't know what I'm going to do without Ryan Brome. Elite name game player. But I think the best part of Ryan Brome while playing the name game is just sitting on the bus and then saying some random name. You know, you'll drop a John Jay on the broadcast and he'll go, "That's such a good pull." The whole bus will go silent because it's just Brome screaming. The 0-1 is a little outside, 1-1. Everybody loves Ryan Brome. It's impossible not to. The 1-1. Brome smashes this one to right field. Coming in is the right fielder. Alex Johnson will make the catch chest high for the third out. So Brome gave it a ride, but he's retired, and the Crawdads go down 1-2-3. First time that's happened today. We'll head to the bottom of the third, 0-0. Pitchers duel through 2.5 innings, and Austin Bergen will try to make that true through 3 as he faces J.J. Menacini, Luke Auden, and Zach Chamizo. Menacini getting his first plate appearance for Lincoln. His brother Austin played in Solano last summer, both of them out of Folsom Lake College. J.J. Menacini, left-handed hitting third baseman. Stands about 5'9", 5'10", not the biggest guy at the plate, facing Berggren. First pitch that he throws is a fastball on the outside. You know, we mentioned last inning that the shadows are going to play a factor now. Now it's a real factor because the shadow is basically just covering the pitcher's mound, as the 0-1 is slider swung on and missed, nothing in 2. So the shadow starts about 15, 20 feet behind the pitcher's mound, but Austin Berggren's head is in the sun, as is the ball when he releases it. Then it goes into the shadow and back into the sun. The 0-2. Chopper to first base, over on a backhand is Joey Donnelly, makes a nice play, throws to Berggren, covering the first base bag, it's in time. Austin Berggren was a quarterback in high school, but looked like a receiver on that play as Joey Donnelly led him to the first base bag. Berggren had to reach down to get it, but a nice play for the first out. And Joey has really struggled at first base recently. He's made a plethora of really tough errors, including the one that allowed the tying runs to score yesterday. So to see him be aggressive on the ball, I think, is the big thing. That brings up Luke Auden, who is 1 for 1 today. Again, 14 walks on the summer just against Crawdads pitching. First pitch to him is a changeup down low, 1-0. And I compared it to in the first inning. The Crawdads have 4 hitters on their entire team with more than 14 walks. Auden has done that in 6 games against the Crawdads. 1-0, tapper to first base. Joey Donnelly's going to get it, but it's foul, 1-1. I mean, that's insane. That's one of the weirder stats that I think I've heard of. Crawdads strike out nearly twice as many guys as they walk, and on the other end are a team that walks a lot. But still, even with all of that said, Luke Auden is just a walk machine. 1-1, liner to third. It's over the head of Max Farfan. Actually, you can't see it. It's a foul ball anyway. Luke Auden gets on base over 2.5 times a game. I mean, that's unbelievable. Here, Berggren's ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Berggren's 1-2. Slider, staying alive is Auden as he taps it straight back. I really don't know how these hitters are making contact with Berggren right now. The shadows are playing such a huge factor. You can see it on the screen. You can see where the shadows are, but the ball really just looks like an optical illusion. The 1-2. Lined off to the left. 89, middle. Austin Berggren just a challenge fastball. Challenged him. Auden was able to stay alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and an out. Switch hitter Auden at the dish. The 1-2. Auden takes down low. Looked like a changeup from Berggren. 2-2. You know, I really do like when the Crawdads play here at Lincoln. I think my favorite, outside of the food, my favorite thing here is the TrackMan. Big fan of getting to see how hard the Crawdad pitchers actually throw. So we hear a lot. The 2-2. Change up, just a little outside, ball 3. We hear a lot, especially from the pitchers. You know, they'll talk themselves up. They'll say, yeah, I'm up 93, 94, and then they'll come in and throw 86, 88, which is a very big difference. But Austin Berggren is kind of the opposite. The 3-2. Slider got him, called strike 3. A ball that started in the right-handed batter's box and then dove its way to the right side of home plate. It's Austin Berggren's second strikeout. And finally, the Crawdads have retired Luke Auden. So back to my point about Crawdad pitchers talking themselves up sometimes and Berggren being different. I thought he was 85 to 87 with the fastball. Today he's gotten up to 89, 90. Really good to see. Here's Zach Chamizo, who's 0 for 1. First pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Good changeup. Actually fouled off the glove of Ryder Helfrich. Nothing in 1. Chamizo is not the biggest guy. Stands about 5'8", 5'9". Left-handed hitter, but with a ton of power. Really good swing. Pretty elite defensive chops at 4 infield positions. The 0-1. Slider misses down and in, 1-1. We've seen him this series at third. We've seen him at second. He usually kind of moonlights as a shortstop, not usually his main spot. Today we're seeing it first for the first time. The 1-1. Fastball just a little tight, 2-1. We've also, we saw him start this series actually in left field. So I'm sure if someone came up to him today and said, hey, we have a spot for you this year, but we're going to make you catch, he would say, yeah, absolutely. 2-1, change up, swing and a miss. Chamizo tried giving the Potters their first lead of the day, and Bergen was able to fire it past him. 2-1 changeup, you love to see it. Not a pitch that Bergen goes too often, but it's looked really good today. The 2-2. Just a little low with a fastball, 3-2. Don't want to walk a guy with 2 outs, but you know, you'd rather with 2 outs than with none. Ben Higdon, though, a ton of power and a Crawdad killer on deck. Bergen readies. 3 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch is swung on and missed. Got the changeup by him at the bottom of the strike zone. It's back-to-back Ks for Austin Bergen. We'll head to the top half of the 4th inning. Still 0-0.
Leading off the top of the 4th inning for the Crawdads, Tyson Pointer. Carson Mercier on the broadcast right now. Austin Oda finally back in the booth. I'll hand him off now.
Thanks, Carson. Here's the first pitch to Tyson Pointer. It's swung on, fouled back, 0-1. I had to go talk to Crawdad legend Devin Susky. He was here, Occidental legend. He's up to 95, and that's a legit 95. So Torrin O'Haron back for his 4th inning of work. This is back-to-back Crawdads halves that I'm a little tardy. 0-1, smash over the head of the third baseman Benassini and into left field. So after Pointer looked like he was a little off on the first pitch changeup, is able to sit fastball and poke it into left for a base hit. Whew. That'll bring up Joey Donnelly. Donnelly struck out on 3 pitches today, as Carson Mercier would say, uno dos adios. My dad asked if you made that up, which I said no, but I don't remember who it was from.
I've heard it.
It's kind of just like a general. Probably a Padres broadcast. Here's Joey Donnelly. First pitch to him is a fastball just a little outside, maybe a little lower than it was outside, 1-0. Second hit of the day for the Crawdads. Pointer's got good speed on first, and he's been running a lot recently. Pickoff move, O'Haron Fires it a little wide at first. Shimizu was able to bring the tag down, but it's not in time. A ball and no strikes. We'll see if Pointer elects to go here. No score, top 4. 1-0. Donnelly swings through a fastball, 1-1. O'Haron's a guy that has pretty much thrown every pitch, every fastball at least today at exactly 90 miles an hour. He's got a couple 91s, a couple of 89s, but it's been sitting 90. The 1-1. Donnelly lines it straight back. Good cut on that fastball. Of course, right on cue, that one at 91. So O'Haron, in his 4th inning of work, he pitched really well against the Crawdads the last time he pitched. Here he's up 1-2 to Donnelly. Pickoff move. Pointer's been picked off between first and second. Shimizu fires the second with the shortstop Auden covering. Throw back to first, and Pointer's back in safely as O'Haron dropped the ball. So Tyson Pointer is saved a little bit. Zach Shimizu, I think he might have tried to run it down a little too far, and as he pumped up to throw, kind of had to, make that long extended throw, allowed Pointer to read it and move back to first base. I think maybe even if Shimizu had pump faked that throw, maybe it Pointer on the way back. Either way, it's 1-2. The 1-2. Donnelly watches up and away, 2-2. Back to the point of the last time the Crawdads saw O'Haron. 4 innings, two runs. They were both earned. 5 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, though. So he's got great strikeout stuff. Just 1 so far today. The 2-2. Donnelly takes just a little outside. 3-2. And actually 2 strikeouts for O'Haron. It was both Pointer and Donnelly back-to-back. Maybe this inning we'll try to go back-to-back singles or back-to-back a little more. Farfan on deck, none down here in the top of the 4th. Still scoreless. Pickoff move. Pointer's back in safely. I think he was anticipating that one a little more than both of the first 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. The 3-2 to Donnelly. Pointer runs. Donnelly taps it to the first baseman. On one hop, Shimizu will field it and just jog to the bag to make the putout. 3 UA. Pointer moves up to second for the first out. I'll bring up Max Farfan, but before we do that, let's take a look around the CCL. This look around at the CCL is brought to you by American Stage Tours. American Stage Tours, small enough to care and large enough to compete. Santa Barbara and OC, as the Foresters defeated the OC Riptide 9-4. The Academy Barons beat the Slow Blues in Game 1 of the doubleheader 2-1. Then in Game 2, Slow won 7-4. And the big news of the day, Solano and Healdsburg played. Solano a 6-5 walk-off victory. First pitch to Farfan is lined to the right side, foul, 0-1. To give you kind of a gauge on how important that victory is for the Crawdads, now they have a 1-game buffer. If the Crawdads still want to host in the CCL playoffs, they got to win today. They got to win the 3 against Sonoma. But if they take 2 of 3 from Healdsburg, now they can host. Pointer dances off second now, retracts his lead a little bit. The 0-1 to Farfan is on the outside with the fastball. Was a little away, but Lavin did a good job to frame it, 0-2. And for the Crawdads, not only would they host that 1-game series at the 1 seed, they would also have a bye in the wild card round in the first game on Tuesday the 1st. The 0-2. Farfan takes down low. Good slider, 1-2. And to give you a gauge on how huge that win was for Solano, the last game they won was June 28th. It's been almost a month since the Solano Mudcats have won a game. Not only that, they lost yesterday 30-2. Today I got a text from Aaron Arnstein, the Packers broadcaster, and said, there's a chance we might not even play today because Solano didn't even have a full team. Pitch to Farfan, fouled off. And so all of those things combined with Healdsburg going with Miles Patton, who's been one of their aces this year, for Solano to come back and win that game, for Tyler Lamperty and his nearly 18 ERA to throw 3 shutout innings against the most potent offense. It was huge. The 1-2. Farfan takes a slider down and away. Good pitch by O'Haron. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. No score here in the 4th. This will be O'Haron's 57th pitch of the game. It's a 2-2 to Farfan. Pointer off second. Farfan calls time at the plate. Farfan led off this inning with a single, then was moved to second on Joey Donnelly's groundout. Here it's a 2-2 count to Max Farfan. The 2-2. Farfan strikes out swinging. Fastball middle, challenged him. 92 right through the heart of the plate for the second out. 3 strikeouts for Torin O'Haron. I'll bring up Cole Fellows. Fellows has had a really solid start to his day. Just went at bat, but hit a very, very hard liner past the third baseman, Menacini. So he's 1 for 1. Does the same here. Crawdads will take their first lead. First pitch to Fellows. Down and away. Change up, 1-0. Exact same thing that happened in his first at bat. Watch the first pitch change up off the outside, and then was able to see a fastball and that started in a similar spot, was able to hit it to left field. The 1-0. Fellows lines it to the left side over the Crawdads dugout. Foul, 1-1. Scoreless here in the 4th. Austin Bergeron has been very good through his 3 innings. He's given up just 2 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts, including back-to-back to end the 3rd. He's a guy that could use some positive momentum. It's not like he has been bad by any means, but you always feel good when you got Bergie on your side. The 1-1. Fellows watches, called on the outside for a strike. Was about 6 to 8 inches off the outside. Change up. That probably started on the outside, but again, fell pretty far past the outside edge. So now O'Haron, a chance to end the inning. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Fellows went chasing way up high. And it's 4 strikeouts through 4 innings for Torin O'Haron. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Austin Bergeron will be back out onto the bump when we come back. Still scoreless here at McBean. Austin Berggren's fourth inning of work will begin with the heart of the lineup, Ben Higdon, Pat Herrera, and Luke Lavin, the third, fourth, and fifth place hitters for a really strong Lincoln Potter team. The first pitch to Ben Higdon, the left-handed hitting DH today, is on the outside, maybe a little low, but called a strike, 0-1. Berggren works quick, gets the ball, knows what he wants to do. The 0-1. High pop-up, shallow center field. Ryan Ellis, the second baseman, will give way to the shortstop, Charlie Welch, who's going to make the catch chest high for the first out. So it's always a little bit of an exhale when the Crawdads can get Ben Higdon out, especially get him out twice in a game. That'll bring up Patrick Herrera, the second baseman. Herrera grounded out to Max Farfan to end the first inning. Keep in mind, these two teams combined for 26 runs yesterday. Still scoreless here in the fourth. Baseball is gonna baseball. First pitch here is fouled off to the right, 0-1. No balls and a strike to Pat Herrera. The 0-1. Berggren delivers a slider down low and outside, 1-1. Berggren has just given up a pair of hits through his 3 innings. He's been very strong. The 1-1. Grounded to third base, past the diving Farfan into left field for a base knock. That'll go all the way into the left field corner. Around first, heading for second is Pat Herrera as Duroff digs it out in left field. It's a 1-out double for Pat Herrera, just the third hit of the day and the third double on the season for Herrera against the Crawdads. You know, that swing is kind of proof right there that you don't need to do too much. That one just grounded relatively slowly, but it was Max Farfan was playing pretty far off the third base bag, expecting the righty to be a little late. Was unable to get the glove on it, and it'll bring up Luke Lavin, the catcher, 0 for 1. Grounded out very sharply to Ryan Ellis back in the second inning. Ellis had to go to his backhand, get on a knee to get it, but a very underrated arm for Ryan Ellis at second base. Again, he was a catcher. He was a shortstop as recently as last year, so he's got the arm. First pitch to Lavin. Up high, outside, 1-0. Luke Lavin with Alex Johnson on deck and Pat Herrera, the runner on second. Good speed over at second with Herrera. Berggren looks to second, the 1-0. Swing and a miss, good slider. That was just below the zone. Got a little bit of a chase, but it was a pretty perfect pitch, and it's a ball and a strike. Berggren at 57 pitches right now. This will be his 58th. So, you know, you want to be at about 60 after 4 innings. He's about 58 with 1 out in the fourth. So it's not perfect, but not by any means poor. If you missed it, Luke Lavin grounded out to first base to move Pat Herrera over to third after he doubled. The 1-0. Chopper up the middle. Charlie Welch will field the second short hop. Will double clutch. He throws to first, and it's late. Looked like Welch just couldn't really get a grip on it. It'll be called, not quite sure. Carson says error. I think probably an error. So run comes home to score. It's the first of the game. You know, Berggren did his job there. Welch, you know, made a nice play on it. That's not an easy play. A ball up the middle slowly, and when he got the short hop, tried to transfer to his bare hand and couldn't grab it cleanly. We'll bring up Tyler Garrity. Garrity, the center fielder, struck out, swinging the first of 3 Berggren strikeouts. Watches a first pitch fastball below the zone for a ball, 1-0. Crawdads' first error of the day. The 1-0. Line drive, right center field. That could be trouble. And no, Tyson Pointer will cut it off in right center as the ball just hung up for the third out. But a run comes home to score on a hit, an error, and a runner left on. We'll head top 5, 1-0. Now the Potters lead. Crawdads trying to attack back on the other side of the break here on the Crawdads streaming network. Top half of the 5th inning, Crawdads trail for the first time today, and they'll send 8-9-1 to the plate. Ryder Helfrich, Charlie Welch, and Ryan Ellis. Helfrich leads off. He is 0 for 1. You know, I wrote his first at bat down as a sacrifice. It was not actually a sacrifice. It was a high chopper back to the pitcher, O'Haron. Got off the mound, moved to his right, made a really nice play. Pitchers are athletes. First pitch in his second at bat is a slider on the outside corner at the knees, 0-1. So through 4 innings, O'Haron's been very good. Has just given up 2 hits, has struck out 4, has walked only a pair. The 0-1. Helfrich watches a fastball inside, a ball and a strike. Helfrich would take a walk. We have seen his speed. He might be the fastest guy in the CCL. So Helfrich on first is pretty much the equivalent of him on second with his wheels. He watches a slider off the outside, 2-1. And when you have a guy like Ryder Helfrich, he's so fun to watch. On the base paths, on the field, the 2-1, way outside with the fastball, 3-1. Tracy is here, Brant's wife. Lovely human being, just waved to us. 3 balls, 1 strike. No outs, top half of the 5th. 1-0, the Potters lead. See if Helfrich has the green light on 3-1. He does, but he pops it up past the first baseman, Shimizu, and into foul play. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Helfrich, we kind of assumed he had a ton of power. We just haven't really seen him elevate the baseball. A lot of balls into the ground, but I think if he elevates, look out. O'Haron's 3-2 is a high chopper to third base. Third baseman Menacini's going to field on one, big hop, throws to first. It's not in time. Helfrich beats it out. Fastest player in the CCL, beats out an infield base knock, and that's a leadoff runner for the Crawdads. Crawdads have now had back-to-back leadoff base runners for the first time today. And again, with Helfrich on first, we'll see him. We'd like to see him try to run. Here's Charlie Welch, who's 0 for 1, grounded into a 5-3 putout. His last time up, which came at an unfortunate time. He swung out the first pitch. It was a situation where the Crawdads had runners on second and third and 2 outs. First pitch to him here is a fastball on the outside, 0-1. He's the dueling dogs batter, which I don't think I'll ever really know the exact name to, or to be honest, care to remember it. The 0-1 is up and away, 1-1. I'm a big fan of the whole, kind of independent league baseball feel of this place. It's a lot of loud noises, whatever. The 1-1 is swung on and missed. A hanging curveball that Welch kind of sorted through, 1-2. I'm a big fan of all of that. I like all the show and stuff. It's just loud. Like, it's very loud. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Runner on first is Helfrich. Great speed over at first. The 1-2. Welch pops it up. Foul. Staying alive. An unearned run in 4 innings of work for Austin Berggren. Maybe a guy that can make a start in the playoffs. He's got the stuff to do it. He's got the stuff to really shut anyone down for 4 or 5 innings. Here, the 1-2 to Welch is on the outside corner, called strike 3. A fastball painted on the outer black. 5 strikeouts through 5 frames for O'Haron. There's the first out here in the 5th. And Potters fans are going to get more drunk with the Dueling Dogs batter of the game striking out. So that's half off beers. Congrats. Was that too much? Was that a little out of pocket? I said the Crawdads, or the Potters fans will get more drunk. A little out of pocket. It was warranted. I love it here. It's great. It's better here than Sonoma. Here's Ryan Ellis, who's an uncharacteristic 0-for-2 today. Hit a ball very hard, hit a foul to the left side that Menacini made a great play on in his last at-bat. Takes the first pitch, change up that falls in the dirt, 1-0. Crawdads have got a score after a 14-12 barn burner yesterday. Here trying to win their 7th straight CCL series. The 1-0. Runner goes from first. Ellis swings over. A changeup throw is late, and it's into center field. Helfrich didn't read it. He reads it late. The center fielder is up with it. The throw's going to go to third. It's offline, and Helfrich's into third. A stolen base and a need 2. And all of a sudden, the Crawdads have a runner on third and less than 2 outs with one of their best hitters at the plate. It's the 26th steal of the year for the Crawdads against these Potters. They have just been thrown out 3 times. A ball and a strike, 1 out. Now O'Haron will work back from the windup against Ryan Ellis. The 1-1 is just a little low off the outside. 2-1. Helfrich on third with great speed. It doesn't have to be too deep of a fly ball for him to score. In a 1-run ball game, no real reason for him to even think about sealing the plate, even with O'Haron working from the windup. 2-1 to Ellis. Fastball just a little down and a little outside. 3-1. Ellis will likely have the green light in this spot. He's one of the best Crawdads hitters with runners in scoring position. One of the best hitters in the CCL, both against right-handed pitching, against left-handed pitching. He's a dude. 3-1, way upstairs and outside. I just said it. I said, you say outstairs. I said upside. So, make of that what you will. Carson Mercier is here. Not a big fan of broadcasting here at McBean. And I don't blame him. It's a difficult spot to call. Runners are going to be on the corners with 1 out when we resume play. This year, the Crawdads 4-2 against the Lincoln Potters, but hitting .294, 8 home runs, 53 batted in. They've walked a lot. Lincoln, on the other end, has struck out a lot, not walked it as much. Crawdads, it feels like, are at times a little bit of a boomer bust team with the walk and the strikeout. You know, it's this year for the Crawdads on the mound, it's 258 strikeouts to 151 walks, which is a really solid ratio. But against these Potters, that goes down 70 strikeouts to 52 walks. So they'll take advantage of Solano, Sonoma. But when they face Lincoln and Healdsburg, their pitchers have to work a little harder. Got to bring up Brian Duroff. Runners on the corners and 1 out. Last night, with runners on the corners and 2 outs in the bottom half of the 10th, and the Crawdads in a spot to win the game, Duroff struck out on 5 pitches against Eric Vassar. A ball and a strike, first and third for the Crawdads. No count. First pitch is a strike. Throw to second is high. Now the second baseman's going to come back to the plate. It's not in time. Ryder Helfrich steals home. Ryan Ellis steals second base, and we're tied at 1. So pretty perfectly executed double steal from the Crawdads. It's the second time, or third time, just this year that they've stolen home against these Potters. One of them came from Matt King, one of them came from Joey Donnelly, and here, Ryder Helfrich, and we're tied at 1. Snowballs and a strike to Brian Duroff with a runner on second now. Here he chops one up the middle. Pat Herrera will slide on a backhand to get it. Fires to first. It's in time to retire Duroff. A really nice play to save a run, as if the ball had gotten into center field. Ryan Ellis, who was moving on contact, would have likely come home to score. There's runner on third now with 2 outs. Here's Ryan Brome. Looks like this might be the last hitter for Torin O'Haron. The lefty, Brome, will, looks like, face another lefty. Looks like Arthur Steinkamp is going to come in. When we come back, runner on third, 2 outs. The lefty coming in to face the lefty Brome. It's 1-1. We're tied at McBean. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by, you know exactly who it is, NorCal Oaks. They're the nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. It's the lefty. It's Arthur Steinkamp, who has been terrific through his 3 games. None of them starts. He's 1-0 with a 1.00 ERA, coming off of 4 shutout innings in the 13-8 victory against the Healdsburg Prune Packers. Ryan Ellis, for some reason, moves back to second base. Why is Ellis on second? I thought he moved to third on Ryan Brome's ground out. But they're going to send him back to second. Okay, here's the first pitch to Brome. He lines it to the right side. Foul, 0-1. I have no idea why he isn't on third. So I think they're going to keep Ellis on second. I don't know what we can do about that. It's like he stole second again. So maybe he forgot where he was. It's an 0-1 count to Brome. This could end up being big. Here's a slider dropped in, but called down low. 68 from Arthur Steinkamp. I've never seen that before. Okay. The 1-1. Brome taps it off to the left side. Foul 1-2. I think there was some weird play in 2014 or 15. I want to say it was Gerard Dyson. It stole second and then it was moved back to first. I don't remember exactly who it was. The 1-2 to Brome is down and in. 2-2. Just weird. I mean, and that could be huge. So runner on second with 2 outs. The 2-2 from the lefty Steinkamp to the lefty Brome. It is down low, ball 3. I don't even really know what to say. Okay. Crawdads have tied this game on a double steal here in the 5th. The really kind of patented play for the Crawdads this summer. They've been great at it. Steinkamp's 3-2 to Brome is grounded to second base on a couple hops. Pat Herrera will scoop it up, throw on to first, and retire Brome by a step and a half to end the inning. So the Crawdads score once on no hits, a pair of steals, an error, led to the bottom of the 5th. We're all tied at 1. It's the bottom half of the 5th inning. We're all tied at 1 here from McBean Stadium. To hit for Lincoln, Ben Romano, Justin Menacini, and Luke Auden. Romano, right-handed hitter. He's the left fielder today. He's 0 for 1. Flew out to Brian DeRoff on the first pitch he saw back in the 2nd inning. The final line for the starter for Lincoln, Torin O'Haron, he was very good. 4 2/3 innings, 3 hits, a run, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. Austin Berggren out for his 5th inning of work. No real stirring in the Crawdads bullpen. First pitch to Romano is a slider up high, 1-0. So very good to see from Austin Berggren, who will likely be out for now a couple days, at least, probably about another week. The 1-0 is chopped to Berggren on a hop. He snags it. He'll jog a couple steps to first base and then flip underhand to Joey Donnelly for the first out. Crawdads have not had a starter go past 5 innings this summer. And to see teams like Lincoln, who have done it, to see teams like even Solano, who's just had their 5th win of the summer, even today. Caleb Davis, 7 innings of 5-run ball. It's his second 7-inning start against those same Prune Packers. But hey, Crawdads are winning ball games. Here's J.J. Menacini, the third baseman, who grounded out his first time. First pitch, fastball, fly to the left side, 0-1. Menacini, again, not the biggest guy, left-handed hitter. His brother also plays for these Potters. Austin played for Solano, the Mudcats, last summer. The 0-1. Changeup drops off the outside and low, but Ryder Helfrich said that's a good pitch. He likes it. I think that's a 2-strike pitch. That's a 2-strike kill pitch. But here with 1 strike, didn't get the chase. We'll see what he goes to here on 1-1. From the windup, he delivers. It's right on the outside with the fastball, 1-2. Crawdads with a win today clinch at least 1 game at home in the CCL North Division playoffs. The 1-2. Line drive past the diving third baseman Farfan into left field for another base hit. Second time that Lincoln has done that today. Now Menacini trips around first. He's still going for second. The throw is going to be cut off by Welch. And it's a double, a 1-out double for Justin Menacini here in the 5th. Not hit all that hard. It's pretty much the exact same swing that we saw Pat Herrera do. A pitch that was just on that part of the plate. They both hit it pretty softly to third base, but past the diving Farfan. And there's 1 out. That'll bring up Luke Auden. Auden's 1 for 2 today. Struck out and singled. Now runner on second, one out. Big leadoff second for Mendocini. First pitch to Auden. Slider at the knees, 0-1. The CCL playoffs, very different than they were last summer. It's honestly a little confusing. No balls and a strike. I'll explain it after this pitch, as Mendocini has a pretty big leadoff second. Berggren's taking his time. Now he brings it above the cap and comes set. The 0-1 is a slider down and in. Good block by Helfrich, 1-1. So, for those of you unaware, it's a very different format this year for the playoffs. The second seed and the third seed in both the North and the South will play in the one-game wild card series at the host site of the second place team. So right now, if the regular season were to end today, it would be in Walnut Creek with the Walnut Creek Crawdads against these Lincoln Potters in Walnut Creek. Then the winner of that would play the one seed, which would be Healdsburg, in a one-game series. That one would be in Healdsburg or wherever the host team is. The winner of the North and the South will play each other in a three-game series for the CCL, the 1-1. Auden hits a high chopper in fair territory to first base. Joey Donnelly fields it like a pop-up. Will just pivot and step on first for the second out. But Mendocini moves up to third. And that final three-game series, the championship series, will be played whoever wins the South. So right now it's looking like it's going to be Orange County. They've been very good all year. Arroyo Seco's had a solid season. Conejo's been okay. Conejo's been very up and down. And so if OC is the South winner, it'll be hosted there. Here's Zach Chamizo, who is 0 for 2. First pitch, slider at the knees on the inside, 0-1. So a very interesting CCL playoff format this year. I think I like it. I can't really tell. The 0-1. Chopper to first, foul, 0-2. No action in the Crawdads bullpen. Right now, Austin Berggren at 75 pitches, so this likely his last inning. But hey, it seems like Berggren is just a guy that could throw about 300 pitches a week. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Berggren to Chamizo for the third time today. Sets at the belt, and the 0-2 is fouled off to the left. We'll do it again. It looks like E.J. McGrew will be the first guy to come into the Crawdads from the Crawdads bullpen. We'll see if Joey Camerata, who's also here today, will come in. Cade Cushing also available. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Berggren to Chamizo. Berggren takes a long look in. Now Chamizo readies, as does Berggren. The 0-2 pitch one more time is just a little outside. 1-2. Berggren, reach back. Velo at 90 there. So even with about 80 pitches today, Berggren is still keeping it loose. The 1-2. Chamizo watches a slider just off the outside, 2-2. Berggren likes the spot. Now he's calling for the ball back. He wants to get it and go. He wants to get this guy right here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third is Mendocini. Good speed over there, but right now the only batter that matters, the only player that matters, is Zach Chamizo in the left-handed batter's box. The 2-2 from Berggren. Slider outside, 3-2. The one before pretty close. That one not so much. Chamizo's worked back from 0-2 to 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, all tied at 1 here in the 5th. Berggren a long look in. Now he agrees with Helfrich behind the plate. Brings the ball to the belt. The 3-2 pitch is a changeup down and in, ball 4. So Berggren could only work for so long, could only battle for so long, and it'll put runners on the corners with 2 outs for Austin Berggren, who's been very good today. That's just his first walk. Ryder Helfrich's going to go to the bump. I mean, with 80 pitches in for Berggren to just have walked his first batter, that is pretty massive for his confidence, for what the Crawdads want to do. That'll bring up Ben Higdon, who is probably the most dangerous hitter for Lincoln, especially in this spot. Again, 3 home runs this summer against the Crawdads, but is 0 for 2 today. Righty Berggren to face the lefty, Ben Higdon. Big left-handed hitter with a lot of power. First and third, 2 outs. Runner on third is Mendocini with Chamizo on first. First pitch to Higdon. Slider onto the outside corner, called strike one. Was a little outside. Higdon, a stark look back. He's arguing already, but he's ready. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Good job by Berggren to get ahead. Berggren looks to first, now looks to third. Starts at the cap and brings it to the belt, the 0-1. Change up, just a little outside. Looks like he was in the same spot. A ball and a strike. Pretty much exactly the same width from the plate. The 1-1. Chopper to first. Over the head of Joey Donnelly. That's going to go into right field for what could be a base knock, and it goes all the way over the bullpen. Around third, heading for the plate is Chamizo. Up with it is Pointer. The throw's going to come to the plate. It's in time. The tag, and it is in time at the plate. Chamizo's called out. A perfect throw by Tyson Pointer from the right field corner, and the Crawdads strand a runner on second, but a run comes home to score. It's an RBI double from Ben Higdon. It's 2-1. We go to the top of the 6th. Crawdads now looking to attack on the other side. Tyson Pointer is going to lead off the top half of the 6th inning after he made a tremendous throw to the plate to end the 5th. But all of a sudden, the Potters lead it 2-1. Final line for Torrin O'Haron, 4 2/3 innings, 3 hits, a run, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. First pitch to Pointer, lays it down on the right side, off the mound to get it to Steinkamp, throws low to first, it's into right field. It'll be a base hit for Tyson Pointer. So he loves that bunt. It's really surprising to see a guy with as much power as he has love dropping down a bunt like that, but it's a base hit. And the day for Tyson Pointer, very good. 2 for 3, an outfield assist. He definitely has struggled defensively, but his arm is unmatched. Maybe by Ryan Brome. Here's Joey Donnelly, who's 0 for 2 today. First pitch, check swing, tapper back to the mound. Steinkamp will go to second. That's 1. Back to first by Auden. It's in time. A 1-6-3 double play erases the weak hit by Pointer. And there's 2 outs here in the 6th. So all momentum for the Crawdads. Whoosh, out the door. That'll bring up Max Farfan. Farfan 0 for 1. Looking to become the first Crawdad in double-digit home runs this summer. Good matchup here against a relatively soft-tossing lefty. Takes the first pitch on the outside, strike 1. I don't think that was the fastball from Steinkamp. It sat at just 73 as the 0-1 is popped up to the right. It might be I don't know if that's the fastball. Okay. This one's popped into foul territory, and the catch is made. I thought it was well over the backstop, but I guess not. I can't see the whole right side of the field, and it's the third out for the Crawdads. So a very, very quick 4-pitch inning for Steinkamp. We'll head bottom 6, still 2-1. The Crawdads now trail by 1. Austin Berggren's going to be out for his 6th inning of work, which would be the longest outing a Crawdad has gone this summer. Really didn't have to sit much in the top half of the 6th inning, a 4-pitch inning for Arthur Steinkamp, and now Austin Berggren will be back out. Berggren through 5 innings has been very good. 5 hits, 2 runs, but only one of them earned, a walk to 3 strikeouts. He'll be facing 4, 5, 6 Pat Herrera, Luke Lavin, and Alex Johnson. There is some action in the Crawdads bullpen. It looks like Joey Camarada is getting loose and trying to do so quickly. First pitch slider is popped up on the right side. Joey Donnelly, the first baseman, gives it a look, giving chase towards the dugout. He cannot make the catch as it goes foul, 0-1. That was the 84th pitch of the day for Austin Berggren. I mean, it has to be a season high for Crawdads pitching. 85 pitches now. Can't really think of anyone who has really been particularly close to that. No balls and a strike from Berggren to Herrera, who's 1 for 2 with a double today. The 0-1. Slider way outside, 1-1. You kind of have to wonder how much Austin Berggren was planning to go out for this inning, or how much he was planning to just give the ball to Joey Camarada. 1-1. Slider just a little low and outside, 2-1. But Berggren's been good. Just 1 earned run, which ended the last inning. And, you know, the Mendocini double not hit hard. 2-1 fastball spiked off the outside, 3-1. And then was up 0-2 to Shimizu. Wrapped around a couple nice sliders that he didn't get the call on. So kind of feel like maybe Austin Berggren should have been out of the last inning unscathed. The 3-1. Fastball grounded past second baseman Ryan Ellis into right field. Not hit all that hard, but it's the second softly hit single of the day for Pat Herrera. And it'll bring up Luke Lavin. Still no sign of Brant Cummings from the dugout. So looks like he's letting the big righty face Luke Lavin. I don't hate it. Luke Lavin's 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out twice. Maybe Brant's thinking third time's a charm. Throw a changeup off the outside. Get a double play ball. Make this inning a little quicker. Berggren's got that bulldog mentality. Big righty. Delivers the first pitch to Lavin. It's on the outside with a fastball. 0-1. Berggren, of course, originally from Kansas. Olathe? Never knew if it was Olathe or Olathe. Same as Ivan Bredauer. Prune Packers legend, the 0-1. Swing and a foul tip off of Ryder Helfrich. Fastball at the bottom of the zone, 0-2. Ivan Bredauer, by the way, for those of you who are not following the Healdsburg Prune Packers as deeply as Carson and I are, has 5 league home runs and about 16 at-bats. Keep in mind, the league leader in home runs is Tyson Pointer with 6. Bredauer has done that in 15 at-bats. I digress. Berggren gets ahead 0-2 to Lavin. Takes a long time to come set. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Berggren, the 0-2 to Luke Lavin. Is lined up the middle over the head of the Ryan Ellis, and it's into center field for a weakly hit single. So back-to-back balls that are just really lucky hits from the Lincoln Potters, and now there are runners on first and second with no outs. The right fielder Alex Johnson has reached base twice on a single and an error. He's looking over to the third base coach. Might get the bunt sign here with Tyler Garrity and Ben Romano to follow. It's a 2-1 game here in the bottom half of the 6th. Game that the Crawdads don't need to win, but let's be real, they need to win. Mathematically, they don't need to win. Realistically, it would benefit them. First pitch, squares the bunt, pops it up. Max Farfan sprinting in, goes into a dive, and he makes the catch. The throw is going to go back to second. It's not in time, but what an unbelievable play by Max Farfan to get the out on the pop out. Wow. Max Farfan has impressed all summer with his defensive chops, and there's been a lot of criticism about some bunt decisions recently. I still like a bunt. I'm still old school. I get it. You don't want to give up an out. I don't like a bunt in this situation. I like a bunt generally. I think that's a wasted bunt. That'll bring up Tyler Garrity, who's 0 for 2. Berggren now up to 92 pitches. This will be his 93rd, which is pretty easily the longest a Crawdad has gone this summer. First pitch to Garrity, who's 0 for 2. Runner goes. It's flipped to right field. That's going to be a base hit. Just a dinking liner. The run comes home to score, and it's 3-1, the Potters lead. I mean, a ball that was hit. I don't know. What's the exit velocity on that one? Slow? 70 off the bat. So, 3 hits this inning. None of them hit harder than I would hazard a guess at 80 miles an hour. It's going to call Brant Cummings to the mound. It looks like that's going to be the end of the day for Austin Berggren. We'll see. Austin Berggren has been great today. Crawdads need to stop right here. Brant Cummings loves to do this, loves to just go out and have a conversation with his pitcher. But it looks like he's going to take out Austin Berggren. What a day from the Cornhusker. We'll step aside. Austin Berggren gives the ball to Joey Camerata. When we come back, it's 3-1. Crawdads trail. Bottom of the sixth inning here from McBean, and this call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. NorCal Oaks is a non-profit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. It's the big righty, Joey Camarada, 6'2", 240-pound junior out of San Jose State University. He's 1-1 this summer, a 6.06 ERA. The big number for him has been the walks. He's got 12 of them in 16 and a third innings, but 19 strikeouts to just 11 hits, coming off a really tough outing against the Lincoln Potters. Just about a week ago, he threw an inning, gave up 5 runs, all of them earned 2 hits, 3 walks, a strikeout. Raised his ERA from 4.26 to 7.24. So I think, as we say a lot, the ERA is a little misleading. He'll inherit a really tough situation, runners on first and second with just 1 out for Ben Romano. Leading off the inning, Pat Herrera lined a single at 90 miles an hour. Luke Lavin followed it with a single at under 60 miles an hour. And then Alex Johnson popped up in foul territory. Tyler Garrity hit a single at 70 miles an hour. So really no hard hit balls this inning for Austin Bergen. We'll get his final line as soon as the book is officially closed on him. Ben Romano is 0 for 2 today, and he faces Joey Camarada for his third at bat. The big righty looks to second. The first pitch of the day for Camarada is down low. Looked like the slider from Joey, 1-0. Joey, big, hard-throwing righty. Talking to him on the bus, he was very interested in what the Crawdads are going to do in the playoffs. Just trying to see kind of the ins and outs of the CCL playoff structure. The 1-0. Checked his swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, says the first base umpire. A fastball at the base of the zone at 90 miles an hour. 1-1. I thought Austin Bergen was pretty fantastic today. Got a big hug from Ryder Helfrich as he exited the ballgame. EJ McGrew is also going to start throwing for Walnut Creek now, so maybe it's shorter outing for Joey. The 1-1. Fouled straight off of the track man behind home plate, 1-2. Joey fastball slider primary. He also mixes in a changeup every now and then. The slider is his bread and butter. It's a big breaking sweeper. He's ahead in the count here, a ball and 2 strikes to Romano with runners on first and second and 1 out. Good speed on the bases with Lavin and Garrity, first and second respectively. The 1-2 is a slider off the inside, 2-2. Joey Camarada had brought along with him a couple San Jose State teammates, Mickey Thompson, the lefty, we saw just a couple times, and then Cade Cushing, who has been a really big and very bright surprise for the Crawdads this summer, the closer. The 2-2. Slider way outside, just gets past Helfrich, but was kept close enough to keep Lavin over at second. What Joey can't do is walk a guy in this spot. No walks. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. Joey Camarada in his first action in exactly a week of play. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 3-2. Slider lined up the middle. Ryan Ellis snags it on a hop. Will flip to second 1. Welch back to first. It's in time. A double play, 4-6-3. Joey Camarada gets out of the inning and escapes a jam. We'll head to the top of the 7th. 3-1, the Potters lead. Top half of the 7th from McBean, 3-1 the Crawdads trail, but hey, they've come from behind so many times this year. Final line for the starter, Austin Berger, and he was great. The longest outing of a Crawdads starter this year, 5 1/3, 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Cole Fellows, Ryder Helfrich, and Charlie Welch will hit against Arthur Steinkamp. In for his 3rd inning, he worked a 4-pitch 6th inning. First pitch to Fellows, swinging a foul tip on a changeup, nothing in 1. Fellows going to have a word with the home plate umpire. He hasn't really been pleased with the strike zone. Looks like he might need a new twig. No, he's just going to get some pine tar. Cole Fellows has been great at the plate, but what he hasn't been great with is keeping the bat in his hands, literally. Slips out a lot. Probably the smartest player on this Crawdads team, Columbia legend. Lefty on lefty, the 0-1 to Fellows is a changeup, a little below the knees, 1-1. It's a very, very slow pitch from Arthur Steinkamp. I haven't seen a pitch over 73 today. The 1-1. Changeup, swing and a miss. At 73, 1-2. But he's right around the strike zone. When you're able to control it, hey, you get outs, especially when you're a lefty from a sidearm angle, maybe low 3/4. 1-2. Slider way outside, 2-2. It's the last call for the 50-50 raffle, as I could hear with headphones on. So she's doing her job out there. 2-2. Fellows takes down low, 3-2. That one at 74. Cole gives a little chat to the home plate umpire. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Crawdads would take a walk to get the tying run at the plate here in the 7th. 3-1, they trail. The 3-2. Fellows lines it over the head of the second baseman. That's into right center field for a base knock. A big turnaround first to the center fielder, Garrett. He cuts it off. He's going to come up firing to second base, but Fellows is in with a head-first dive. It's the second hit of the day for Cole Fellows. It's a leadoff double here in the 7th. We heard all offseason long, Cole Fellows is an elite athlete. Showed it there. He's in center field today, but plays some first base, plays some left, plays some right. I think at the start of the summer, Brant Cummings kind of envisioned that he would play third, but Matt King was a late addition to the roster. He's been a stalwart over at third. Griffin Harrison's had some good moments, and Max Farfan has really held the ship down over at third. So a runner on second with no outs. First pitch to Ryder Helfrich is a high chopper back over the mound. Pat Herrera, the second baseman, fields on the second base bag, throws wide of first, and it's in time to retire the speeding Helfrich for out number 1. Moving up to third on the play, though, is Cole Fellows, and here's Charlie Welch. The second baseman, Herrera, he had his momentum moving him towards the second base bag, but still was able to, on the run, off the back foot, make a strong throw to first. And now Charlie Welch kind of just has to put the ball in play. Cole Fellows, a really smart base runner. First pitch lined to the right side, foul, 0-1. On the day, Welch 0 for 2, a line out and a strikeout looking. The 0-1. Welch, it's a high pop-up back of first. The right fielder now sprinting in. He's going to make the catch at his feet. Here comes Fellows for the plate. The throw is in time, but actually Fellows was dead to his right coming to the plate, so he stopped at third base. It ended up being a pretty perfect throw in right field by Alex Johnson for the second out. That'll bring up Ryan Ellis. Ellis just 0 for 2 today, but extended that streak of getting on base in every game the Crawdads have played this year. He walked, stole second base, and then was moved to third on Brian Duroff's ground out, but then was sent back to second base. First pitch to him here is at the knees. Looked like the fastball. Just at 75 from Steinkamp. So Ellis has gone a little cold recently, but he's shown a propensity to come through in big spots, just like this one, the 0-1. Ellis takes a slider down low, a ball and a strike. With the way the Crawdads have been pitching today, they feel like, if they take a lead here, or even if they just score a run here, they're in a pretty solid spot. But got to score here. The 1-1. Ellis takes off the outside. Looked like the fastball, 2-1. The 2-1 to Ellis. Line drive to shortstop, but right at Luke Auden, who goes into a squat to make the catch for the third out. A leadoff double, but Cole Fellows gets no further than third base, and the Crawdads do not score once again. We'll head to the bottom of the seventh. 3-1, the Crawdads trail. They're running out of time. Crawdads trail by 2 as we head to the bottom half of the seventh. Justin Menacini, Luke Auden, and Zach Chamizo will hit for Lincoln, trying to extend their lead and give the Crawdads their first series loss since all the way back in the first series of the summer. J.J. Menacini, left-handed hitter, is 1 for 2 today. Austin Bergeron's final line, he was great. 5 1/3, 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them were earned, a walk and 3 strikeouts in what was maybe the best start for the Crawdads all summer. First pitch to Menacini. He checks his swing on a fastball down low, 1-0. And again, for the reliever Joey Camerata, the big thing with him is strikes. When he's in the strike zone, he might be one of the toughest pitchers to hit in the entire CCL. Just a big, hard-throwing righty with a wicked slider. Ryder Helfrich's going to go out and talk to him, and I think this is a good time for a look around the CCL. You know what? This look around the CCL is brought to you by American Stage Tours, small enough to care, large enough to compete. No other games have completed since the last time we talked, and in fact, this is the last game playing tonight. Healdsburg lost to Solano 6-5, which makes this potential game, or this potential win against Lincoln so much more important for Walnut Creek. The Santa Barbara Foresters beat the OC Riptide 9-4, and the Barons and Blues split a doubleheader. 1-0 is a fastball, swing and a miss, 1-1. Of course, the game you're listening to right now, Crawdads lead at 3-1. Crawdads trail at 3-1. The 1-1. Way outside with a fastball, 2-1. Camerata, I think the fastball looks a little heavier than it actually reads. Puts all of his body into every pitch. 2-1. Slider on the outside corner, but called the ball. 3-1. It's actually definitely a little outside, but Helfrich did a good job behind the plate to frame it and try to get that call. On deck is Luke Auden. You do not want to walk the leadoff hitter here. 3-1. Fastball on the inside. 3-2. Good spot by Camerata. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Camerata would love to set down Menacini before the top of the lineup. The 3-2 pitch is line foul back to the screen. Kind of just stuck the bat out and poked it foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. (3-2). Down low ball 4. Looks like the changeup from Camerata. It's his first walk of the day, and it'll toss the lineup to Luke Auden. Keep in mind, the Crawdads have not lost back-to-back games all season. This would be the first time that they lose back-to-back games this summer. First pitch to Luke Auden is called strike on the outside with a fastball. 0-1. It's kind of crazy. When you think about it, they've only lost 7 games all year. All of them in league play. Try to keep that here tonight, but it's getting late. Pickoff move, but back in at first is Mendocini. 0-1. Auden on the day, 1 for 3. Grounded out, struck out, singled. Lincoln has scored in each of the last 3 innings. Walnut Creek has not scored outside of a run in the 5th. The 0-1 to Auden. Down low, Helfrich is up and throwing to second base. The tag is not in time. They're going to say Mendocini slid in ahead of the throw. It's a stolen base. It eliminates the double play, and it's a 1-1 count to Luke Auden. One ball, one strike, no outs. Camerata to Auden, the shortstop. Switch hitter, batting for his 4th time today. Runner on second now. Mendocini, great speed over there. The 1-1. Up high with a slider, 2-1. So coming into today, the Lincoln Potters just had 5 steals against the Crawdads this year. And only 33 overall. But a big steal in a big spot. And Joey Camerata is going to call for Ryder Helfrich to come out to the mound. E.J. McGrew warms for Walnut Creek. It's 3-1 here in the bottom half of the 7th. In the top of the 8th inning when we return, Brian DeRoff, Ryan Brome, and Tyson Pointer are going to hit. But Joey really needs to keep this at a 2-run ball game right here. Crawdads' bats have gone cold, really, since yesterday. Crawdads yesterday scored 3 in the 6th and then were unable to score after that. Aside from a Ryan Brome 2-run home run, aided by the leadoff ghost runner. So this Crawdads team, who came in with an 882 OPS and scoring over 8 runs a game against these Potters, have gone really cold. 2-1 to Auden. Fastball on the inside, 2-2. What I love about Luke Auden is he's just completely fearless with 2 strikes. Like he'll take a 2-1 right down the middle like that because he knows anything that's close to the strike zone I can put in play. I can fight off. I can kind of fend for myself. Camerata's 2-2 is a changeup down low, 3-2. A good pitch. Just again, Auden's not going to bite. You kind of have to know this is not a guy that chases. So your best bet is to go at him with hard stuff and try to get it past him. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Zach Chamizo waits on deck. Camerata's 3-2 pitch is hit high to left center field, shallow. Coming in is Brian DeRoff. Now he drifts a little bit back and makes the catch for the first out. So a really good bounce back from Joey Camerata to get probably the toughest consistent out in this lineup. It'll bring up Zach Chamizo. Chamizo is 0 for 2 today, has reached on a walk as well. But again, this guy just gets on base against the Crawdads, against everyone. Came in hitting .322. And still, even with an 0 for 2 day, gotten on base twice. Hits here with a runner on second and 1 out. Leadoff walk and then a steal from Mendocini. First pitch slider is a little up high and maybe outside. To Zach Chamizo, 1-0. A ball and no strikes. To the left-handed hitting Chamizo. Camerata brings it to the belt, now twists away from the hitter. Looks to second base, now looks back again, trying to shorten that lead. The 1-0 to Chamizo is a slider down low, just gets past Helfrich, but he keeps it up close enough to him to be able to stall Auden at second. Ben Higdon waits on deck. It's a 2-0 count to Chamizo. We've seen Lincoln has had a green light all summer long, so feeling that's going to stay true here with their best hitter at the plate. The 2-0. Chamizo pops one foul back of the screen, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Crawdads have really gotten a godsend today in the Solano Mudcats win against the Healdsburg Prune Packers. They need to take advantage, try to gain any ground they can before heading to Healdsburg and playing a 3-game set later this week. 2-1 changeup, swung on and missed, 2-2. Crawdads will actually be at home on Tuesday, away on Wednesday, and then at home again on Thursday against Healdsburg before closing out the regular season against the Sonoma Stompers. Stompers who are going to be hungry for some wins, looking to make up ground. They're only a game and a half back of these Lincoln Potters. Big leadoff second for Mendocini. The 2-2 is chopped to third base. Max Farfan dives, he can't get it, but he knocks it down, keeps it in front of him. That's huge. If that ball gets past him, the runner from second, Mendocini, likely comes home to score. Yeah, there's 2 runners on, but you'd rather have that and 1 out than a run in. That'll bring up Ben Higdon. Higdon hit a really softly hit RBI double his last time, and then on the play, Zach Chamizo was thrown out at the plate. So hitting in a similar spot here. Higdon is 1 for 3 today, but a ton of power. The Crawdad killer hit his 3rd double against the Crawdads in his last at-bat. Also has a trio of his 4 home runs. First pitch slider on the outside, nothing in 1. Higdon, big left-handed hitter out of Tulane. Oh, 1 to Higdon. Down low with a fastball, 1-1. Tell you what, the Crawdads would take a ball right at someone right here, ground ball, try to turn 2, but really even the defense, which was so elite for the Crawdads for that first 3/4 of the season, has been really kind of spotty since. Pickoff move to second base, but in pretty easily without a throw is Mendocini. Justin Mendocini is a good player. He's stolen a base today. He's hit a double. Seems like he's competing in every at-bat. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. Good fastball off the outside, 1-2. Camerata came into this game with runners on first and second and just 1 out. Got Ben Romano to ground into an inning-ending double play in the 6th, and now we'll try to get the other Ben Higdon, to do that here in the 7th. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on first and second. The 1-2 is on the outside corner, called strike 3. A slider that froze him as it hit the outer black. It's the first strikeout for Joey Camerata. Comes in a big spot here in the 7th. So now the only man that stands between Camerata's shutout inning and, of course, the alternative is Pat Herrera. But this guy's killed the Crawdads today, a 2 for 3 day, has scored a pair of runs. You know, there's, of course, the butterfly effect, but you think without him, this game might be tied. First pitch. Herrera watches a fastball, spiked off the outside, 1-0. A lot of power from Herrera, the tall second baseman. Mendocini, good speed on second. Chamizo, great speed off first. Ball to the outfield with a 2-out jump. I'd give it about a 99% probability to score a run. The 1-0. Ground ball to first base. Joey Donnelly can't field it cleanly, but he'll pick it up on a hop and take it to the bag to end the inning. So, a great job by Joey Camerata. A hit, a walk, a stolen base, but he gets a strikeout and a ground out in a big spot. We'll head to the top of the 8th. Hey, Crawdads, let's score a pair and tie this game up. A bloop and a blast would give the Crawdads the tie. We'll head to the top of the 8th, 3-1, the Crawdads trail. Top half of the 8th inning, Crawdads need to score here. It's 3-1. They trail by 2. Arthur Steinkamp is back out to the mound for another inning of work. He'll be facing Brian Duroff, Ryan Brome, and Tyson Pointer. First pitch to Duroff is off the outside with a fastball, 1-0. Duroff on the day, 0 for 3. So he's due. The 1-0. Duroff takes in the same spot, same pitch, same result, 2-0. I mentioned in the close of the bottom half of the 7th that Crawdads needed a bloop and a blast. They'll take a walk and a blast, though. The 2-0. Duroff smashes it down the left field line, but that'll go foul. 2-1. A pitch that probably would have been called a strike, so I don't hate a 2-0 approach. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. Dads trail by 2 in a game that is huge for their playoff spot potential. The 2-1, way up and out, 3-1. For the Crawdads, they're looking to get their first 1 seed since coming back to the CCL, since 2014 overall. To do that, pretty much have to win out. 3-1 to Duroff is swung on and missed. Good fastball, 3-2. If the Crawdads win today, then they can take 2 of 3 while sweeping Sonoma and still get that 1 seed. But if they lose today, then they have to win all 6. How the Crawdads can make it easy? Win out. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Steinkamp to Duroff. It is a high chopper to third base. Mendocini will field the high hop low. Throws on to first. It's in time. A nice play by J.J. Mendocini. 5-3 on the putout. And the Crawdads, after seeing a lot of hard throwing, they've seen a lot of 88-90 recently. Here comes Arthur Steinkamp, a weird sidewinding lefty, and he is carving through this Crawdads lineup. That'll bring up Ryan Brome in what really could be his last at bat as a Crawdad. Bats here with 1 out in the top of the 8th. First pitch to him is up and in with a fastball, 1-0. Brome is 0 for 2 today. Also has walked. But he doesn't want to end his Crawdads career with an 0-fer. The 1-0. Brome hits this one high but shallow to right field. Sprinting in is the right fielder Johnson, but he makes the catch above the shoe tops for the second out. And so it goes for the Crawdads. That'll bring up Tyson Pointer. A 2-hit day, a bunt single, and a clean single. Time is running out for the Crawdads. 4 outs to play. They need at least 2. First pitch to Pointer. Slider outside, 1-0. 3-1, the Crawdads trail here in the top half of the 8th. Steinkamp, 1-0. Pointer hits a tapper up the middle. Patrick Herrera will field past the second base bag. Slings it high to first, but Chamizo pulls it down. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for the Crawdads. Led bottom 8, still 3-1 the score. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. It's the lefty E.J. McGrew, who's been solid this year, a 3-0 record, a 4.57 ERA. This is his 9th game. He's started 4 games. In 21 2/3 innings, he has 14 strikeouts to 15 walks, 17 hits allowed. Coming off a game against Solano, which he went 3 innings, gave up 2 runs, 1 of them was earned, 4 hits, a walk, a strikeout. The final line on Joey Camerata, he was good, an inning and 2/3, a hit, a walk, a strikeout, no runs. EJ will face Luke Lavin, Alex Johnson, Tyler Garrity. Try to keep this at a 2-run game. Again, just like yesterday, if this game stays where it is, the Crawdads will have the tying run in the on-deck circle at all times. First pitch to Luke Lavin is a check swing, but I don't know if they're going to call it a pitch or not. There was a ball rolling onto the field. So I'm really not sure if they said no pitch to that one or not. We'll see. It won't really matter if, of course, he gets a hit rather than a strikeout. 1-0 is on the outside, 1-1. So I do think they did call the first pitch. That one a big breaking ball. It's a ball and a strike to Lavin, who's 1 for 3 today. The 1-1 is time is called. Not quite sure why. The 1-1. Fastball at the knees, 1-2. 87 from McGrew. Pretty good to see from him. Lavin didn't think it was a strike, but TrackMan says yes. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here in the bottom half of the 8th. Crawdads trail by 3. Or excuse me, by 2. McGrew from the third base side of the slab, the 1-2, is just a little low, maybe a touch outside as well. 2-2. Lavin, Johnson, Garrity to hit here in the 8th. The 2-2 from McGrew. He shakes, sets, and delivers the 2-2. It's just a little outside, ball 3. So a couple really, really good frozen takes by Luke Lavin, who's got a good eye. Pitches that really could have been called strike 3, both of them. McGrew ready with the 3-2. It is right down the middle, called strike 3, a big bender, and McGrew strikes out the first guy he sees. That's a big out, number 1. Let it bring up the right fielder, Alex Johnson, who's reached base twice. Last time he was up, he bunted up to Max Farfan. Farfan made a tremendous diving catch on that one. So officially, he's 1 for 3. Johnson bats from the right side. First pitch to the righty Johnson from McGrew is a curveball on the outside at the knees, 0-1. Good job by McGrew to get ahead, 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good curveball, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes from McGrew. Already 1 strikeout today. Looking for his second, the 0-2. Is a curveball popped foul back of the screen. We'll do it again. Dads and Potters for the 7th and final time tonight. The Crawdads have already won the season series as they lead 4-2 in the season series, but would love to make that 5-2 and take advantage of a huge Healdsburg loss today. Healdsburg, of course, sits in first place. The 0-2 from McGrew is off the outside and low, 1-2. Look at it, and yesterday, game felt like the Crawdads could win, should have won. Up 10-4 in the 8th. They didn't. The 1-2. Struck him out swinging. Fastball at the top of the zone. Blew it past him. Back-to-back Ks for E.J. McGrew here in the 8th. Good to see. E.J.'s had some up and down outings, but he looks to be on his game today. Here's Tyler Garrity, who is 1 for 3. Garrity singled, drove in a run, but then was forced out at second base on a double play in his last at-bat. Hits here with no one on and 2 outs. E.J. McGrew working from the windup. His first pitch is a curveball tapped foul as it broke to the back's foot. 0-1. Three to 1, Potters lead, bottom 8, 1-5-1 run hits errors for the Crawdads, 3-8-1 for Lincoln. The 0-1 pitch. Ground ball to the left side on a backhand. It gets past the dive of Charlie Welch. That's a base hit for Tyler Garrity. His second into at-bats, and it extends the inning. He's going to try to go for second. The throw is in time as the ball leaked into left field. Duroff was up with it. I was ready. I was writing that in my book as a single, and the inning was going to extend, but it goes 7-4 on the putout. And we'll head to the top half of the 9th inning. Joey Donnelly, Max Farfan, Cole Fellows. Crawdads need a bloop and a blast and hopefully more when we come back. Crawdads trail by 2. Top of the 9th inning, the Potters will go to the bullpen, and it's Vincent Ciccolello. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. Vincent Ciccolello has been kind of up and down this summer. He gave up 3 runs in an inning to Solano, but outside of that, he's been pretty solid overall. An 0-0 record, a 7.71 ERA, and 4 2/3 innings pitched. Has 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, has given up 7 hits, has a save. Looking for save number 2 this year. He'll be facing Joey Donnelly, Max Farfan, Cole Fellows. Crawdads have not scored since the 5th inning when a double steal, when a single, a steal, an error, and then a double steal of second and home brought in their only run of the game. Now they're going to try to put up 2 against the righty from UC Riverside. Ciccolello has struggled this summer, and the Crawdads will try to take advantage of that. Joey Donnelly leading off. He's 0 for 3, and as I always say, that means he is due. Righty Ciccolello to the lefty Donnelly. First pitch, fastball. Brushed it past him at the top of the zone, 0-1. Ciccolello up to 91 on that fastball. So the Crawdads will have to readjust after seeing up to 77 with the last guy. Arthur Steinkamp now this one in the low 90s. The 0-1 to Donnelly is on the outside corner, called a strike, 0-2. Looked a little outside, was about 2 or 3 inches off the outside half. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. The 0-2 to Donnelly. Outside, ball 1. It's like the changeup, a ball and 2 strikes. Donnelly a strikeout, a ground out, and then he grounded into a, I wouldn't say a rally-killing double play, but Crawdads a leadoff base runner on 1 pitch, and then he grounded the next pitch right back up the middle for a double play. 1-2. Donnelly strikes out swinging, but it gets past Lavin. He's up with it on the backstop. He's going to sidearm throw to first, and it's in time to get Donnelly. A great play by Luke Lavin for the first out, and that's a huge, huge first out. That'll bring up Max Farfan. Farf is 0 for 2 today. He's also walked. Crawdads need 1 base runner. Get 1 base runner, you're feeling a lot better. Get a couple, you're feeling a lot better. Bring in a couple runs, hey, you'll take it. First pitch to Farfan. Swing and a miss. Good slider off the outside. 0-1. So Chicalello has good stuff. You can see it with the big strikeout numbers in a small sample size. The 0-1. Farfan takes a slider off the outside. 1-1. One base runner. Then Cole Fellows, Ryder Helfrich, Charlie Welch. Give it to the top of the lineup. You get sitting to Ryan Ellis. You're feeling pretty good. But right now, Crawdads trail by 2 in the 9th. A day where they should have, or they are looking to take advantage of a huge Prune Packers loss. The 1-1 to Farfan. Swing and a miss. Fastball up high. 1-2. Farfan's going to step out, adjust the batting gloves. Missed a pitch he feels like he should have hit there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the 9th. Chicalello's pitch to the plate is a check swing. Called a strike on the outside. It looked down, it looked out. But it's the second strikeout back-to-back for Chicalello. And there's 2 down here in the 9th. The Crawdads down to their last hope. And it's Cole Fellows. Fellows has a pair of hits today, so if you're looking for someone to extend this game, this is probably the guy you want the bat in the hands of. A double and a single, also a strikeout. First pitch. Fellows swings over the top of a good changeup, 0-1. No balls and a strike. Here it comes to Fellows. Way outside, ball 1. Crawdads down to their last out. They trail by 2. Cole Fellows at the plate. Ryder Helfrich, the catcher, on deck. The 1-1. Fellows swings through a changeup. 1-2. Down to their last strike now. The Potters fans going to start ringing their cowbells here in the 9th. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The crowd on their feet here in Lincoln. The Crawdads trying to keep all hope of getting the top seed in the North. Chicalello looks to the plate. Ahead in the count. The 1-2 to Fellows. He lines it softly to second base on a hop. Herrera can't field it cleanly, and Fellows is going to beat it out at first. The Crawdads breathe another breath. They're still alive. 3rd hit of the day for Cole Fellows brings up a pinch hitter. It's going to be Matt King to hit for the Crawdads. I love this move. King has been very clutch this year, but very cold at the plate recently. You know what? This is his best time to make up for that. He's got a pair of home runs on the year. Actually, just 1 home run, but came into yesterday's game hitting .354. Pinch hits for Ryder Helfrich. Runner on first, 2 outs. First pitch from Chicalello to Matt King. First pitch. King smashes this one. Shallow center. Coming in the center fielder. It's going to drop for a base knock. Crawdads have 2 on as the ball gets past center fielder Garrity, but he keeps it close enough, and it'll bring up Charlie Welch. Charlie Welch was so good at the start of the summer for the Crawdads. Has cooled down recently. Welch's last hit in a Crawdads uniform came in the 8th inning of the last game in the Solano series. In the second game of the Solano series. Here in a big spot. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Welch the go-ahead run at the dish. The first pitch. Welch takes down low, 1-0. The catcher, Lavin, will flip his mask off. It's 1-0. Charlie Welch doesn't need to be the hero here. Just needs to keep the Crawdads breathing. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 down. Good speed on the bases with Fellows and King. The 1-0 to Welch. Taken at the base of the strike zone. Good fastball, 1-1. Ryan Ellis, one of the most clutch hitters in the CCL, waits on deck. Brinder off in the hole. It's a 3-1 game. The Crawdads with their first hits since Cole Fellows all the way back in the 7th. A ball and a strike to Charlie Welch. Represents the go-ahead run with the tying run on first base. The 1-1. Welch takes a curveball on the outside, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Potters fans are going to get on their feet once again. They're ringing those cowbells. The Crawdads trail by 2 with the 9th place hitting Charlie Welch, the shortstop at the dish. Fellows is leadoff second. King matches it off first. Chickalello's going to step off, now gets back on the rubber. He's ready. Crawdads trail by 2. The 1 ball, 2 strike pitch is another step off. We're going to have to wait. And actually, the Potters pitching coach is going to call for a mound visit. Maybe icing Charlie Welch a little bit. Extending this game. Welch is 0 for 3 today. And the entire infield is going to come in. Crawdads have Ryan Ellis on deck. Brian Duroff in the hole. It's a 2-run game. Entire infield now on the same page as Luke Lavin will retreat back behind the plate, and the entire defense goes back to their positions. It's a ball and 2 strike. There's 2 outs here in the 9th. Charlie Welch, the newest addition to this Crawdads team in his biggest at-bat of the season, trying to keep the Crawdads' hope for the top seed in the North alive. Fellows off second, King off first. The crowd on their feet. The 1 ball, 2 strike pitch to Charlie Welch. He tops it to third base. Slowly, the shortstop Auden cuts it off. Double clutch, throws to first. It is in time to get him. The Potters halt the Crawdads' hopes at the number 1 seed in the CCL North. The Crawdads drop back-to-back games for the first time this summer, and the Crawdads just cannot push any offense across and waste a terrific day on the mound. The winning pitcher, Arthur Steinkamp. The losing pitcher, Austin Berggren. The save goes to Vincent Chickalello. That is his 2nd save of the year. The final time of game, it went 2 hours and 27 minutes, 98 degrees first pitch. The Crawdads fall to 21-8, now 2.5 back of first place Healdsburg with the biggest series of the summer coming up. The Lincoln Potters stay alive as they go to 15-14 in league. And the Crawdads fall for back-to-back times, the first time all summer. The career for Ryan Brome comes to an end here in Walnut Creek, and even though it's a Crawdads loss, I can't say enough nice things about Ryan Brome. Ryan, we're going to miss you here in Walnut Creek. If you're listening to this, to the entire Brome family, to Debbie and Michael, for all your support for the last 2 seasons, we really do thank you over here. So thank you, big thank yous to the entire Brome family for everything you've done for us. The Crawdads, though, do lose 21-8 and spoil a really nice day from their pitching staff. Big thank yous to everyone who made this production possible. For my play-by-play partner, Carson Mercier, my name is Austin Oda. We will see you on Tuesday as the Crawdads face Healdsburg in a 3-game set. That one at home at 4 p.m. Be there or listen into the live stream with myself and Carson Mercier. For now, this has been Austin Oda saying the Crawdads fall 3-1.